Mexican City has legalized having sex in public, and the reason they have legalized this act was so the police can focus on more important crime like drugs and rape cases. My personal problem with liberalism is that there is no end to the extent that they can go to legalize things for their personal desires, and they have no problem destroying communal harmony or family ties. So if you're legalizing having sex in public, have you thought about the communities? Have you thought about the children? No, that's not important. What you have thought about? Your personal desire. And personal desire can harm the community. Many people, they come up with this claim. You might see them in different comments under the videos when people do all sorts of horrible things to themselves. They're saying, you know what, as long as you're not hurting anybody, that's fine. Actually, you're hurting me. You're hurting my children. Imagine the person who was the first person who brought the HIV. He had no problem having sex with animals, but later on, he transmit the disease to the whole humanity. Now look at the problem that we have. Look at the problem of COVID. We are still suffering. It was one person who did something which brought us the whole COVID virus. So you cannot say that one human being is doing something to his body or to his desires and that person is not harming anybody. It's fine. No, that's not fine. The second thing which fascinated me about the tradition of Islam that we have in the tradition of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that no matter what we see, that has been already prophesied, and today that we are facing 1400 years ago. And based on this event, when I was reading about it, I remember the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the people will have the end of time, close to end of time, people will start having sex in public, and the righteous amongst them will tell them, you know what, why don't you get behind the bushes? That person will be righteous amongst them. And astaghfirullah, this hadith was manifested in one of the news, you can see it on the screen, that the people were caught having sex in public and they were told, why don't you get a room? And children were there. It was a playground for the children. It was a park for the children. And astaghfirullah, and all the evidence, the police had videos, images and everything, but yet police did not take any action against them. That's a core problem with liberalism and the society that we are going ahead. Astaghfirullah, I don't know where we'll go. But there's a very important point, which Brother Ali Dawa put it beautifully. You can watch that.
We have come to a point in our life that for me to go and advise our brother and sister in a haram relationship, I feel shy. They don't feel shy of doing that, and I'm shy of approaching them. This is the state that we've come to.
That is the point. The point is today the Muslims are shy of their morality. They cannot pray in public because they feel like, you know what I'm doing. They cannot engage in da'wah because they feel like, you know what I'm doing. They are shy. They cannot call someone to Islam or at least start a conversation, gift the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if you look at the other hands, which are, liberals and other people, atheists, they are coming with all sorts of weird and wild ideas and pushing and spoon feeding you, and they have no problem with that because they are proud of their immorality, but we are shy of our own morality, explaining the beautiful message of Islam to the public and engaging them to the conversation of da'wah. If you notice, many atheists, they are propagating, actually I have a discussion with atheists, they are propagating the idea of having sex with your family members like mother and sister as long as there's an interception. And there are people in Norway, literally they're propagating the idea that we should be allowed to have sex with animals as long as we're not hurting them. Brother Muhammad Hijab, he put it beautifully. It's how do you know you're not hurting them? If a dog is barking one or two times, then how do you know you're not hurting him? The first bark is that he's enjoying. The second bark is that he's hurt. So there are a lot of problems. My question or my request humbly is that if you can engage in da'wah in whatever form that's possible for you, then you should do it. Or if not, then the da'wah will be given to you. You will be spoon-feeded with their immoral ideas. And a day will come, just like with a lot of philosophies and ideas today, that we didn't do anything about it. They are already on our doorsteps. Our children are facing those ideas. They have to be taught in school, and you cannot do anything about it. Today is still earlier. If you can give da'wah to the people and inform them the beautiful message of Islam, the way of life that we are leading, and the importance of having akhirah and jannah in your mind, and look at the peace that you can attain. I'm 100% sure when all these people know about this, they will come towards Islam, they will come towards peace, solution, benefits, prosperity and tranquility for everyone. If you are somebody who is talking to his friend and family and you don't know how to close the da'wah conversation and that person is willing to accept Islam, then I have a link in description. You can book my time and let me talk to them If you are non-Muslim, you have questions about Islam, and book my time, I will talk to you inshallah. If anything else you want to talk to me about, still you can book my time and let's start a discussion about da'wah. Barakallahu feekum for watching this video. I hope you can share with your friends and family.